should you buy a new gimbal in 2024? Or the better question is, should you even still use a gimbal in 2024? Well, that depends, but let's get into it. So the way that I see it is there are two different types of creators. There are artists who have a unique style, who have a unique look, have a way that they go about things. And then there are creators that are a jack of all trades, which they conform to the job. They deliver very specific deliverables according to what the client needs. And they generally don't have a style. They are more so fitting into the mold of what each client wants. And then there are creators that fall somewhere in the middle. So with this recent trend on social media to where everyone is going away from traditional gimbal, smooth, slow motion footage and going towards handheld, I kind of see why everyone is ditching their gimbals, right? Because more people are wanting to separate themselves from being that jack of all trades, and they're wanting to be more of an artist, right? Especially with this new wave of content creators, which have access to all of the same equipment that we have access to, and now they are getting some of the jobs that we normally would get, right? Because they know how to use the equipment, and now they are also calling themselves videographers, right? For me personally, I fall somewhere in the middle, and the way that I separate myself is I do a lot of jack of trade work, right? Because that's what pays my bills. A lot of corporate work, a lot of real estate tours, right? Things that I'm not necessarily able to show my unique vision in. I'm just trying to deliver a product that benefits the client, right? But then on the other side, I do a lot of spec work. In spec work, I have the freedom to do my own thing, things that I want to create, things that I want to create in the future and maybe be paid for. But the thing about that is that's hit and miss. Over here with the jack of all trades, there are plenty of jobs that need help, need videographers, need high quality footage, typically smooth, typically slow motion, clean, polished, versus handheld, shaky, right? So with that being said, you have to do a soul search, determine who you want to be, right? Determine what side you want to live on. There's money on both sides. Few and far between over here, even though they pay more when you do get them, or there are a lot over here, which generally pays just a little bit less, but you can get a lot more of them, if that makes sense, right? So I said all of that to say that if you are solely an artist and you only do creative work when you want to do creative work, when you're hired for your unique vision and you have a style and this is what you're going with, then this video is not for you. This is for creators like myself and other jack of all trade creators. If I was going to buy a new gimbal in 2024, I would definitely take a look at this Zhiyun Weebill 3E. So I've had at least 3 gimbals in the past, and my main gripe with gimbals is the fact that they're too big, honestly, to lug around. Most of the time I'm strapping them on my backpack, moving around quick. It's a run and gun situation, and I really don't want to drag along a lot of equipment for jobs that I'm supposed to be in and out on, right? So the main reason that I like this gimbal is the small size and the fact that it's able to handle a 24-70 in portrait mode, because that's typically the combo that I'm using these days on probably 90% of my jobs. It also has features like a Bluetooth shutter control and a long battery life of 16 hours, and it just feels so well in your hand while you're operating. It's so small, so ergonomic. And my second favorite thing about this gimbal is that you can buy this optional attachment called Master Move Accessories, which makes sling mode the most comfortable move that you can perform on this gimbal. Now, one gripe that I do have is that it's fairly hard to balance, especially if you have zero experience with balancing gimbals. I don't like the fact that the roll axis is stationary, so you have to balance that axis by moving this piece from left to right until you get it to a good spot. Other than that, I love the size of it. I can break this down and put it on the inside of my backpack, no problem, or I can leave it all set up and just put it into the pocket on the outside of my backpack, pick my bag up, and I'm good to go. So don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with trying to separate yourself. But if you take a look at it, everyone else is trying to separate themselves as well. And everyone seems to be doing it the same way. It's like monkey see, monkey do, follow the leader, whatever, whatever. Everyone's going handheld. So now you're going to go handheld, right? And we're back in the same situation all over again. And then everyone's going to go back to gimbal work, right? But where does that leave us? Follow the leader all the time for no apparent reason at all. What I do know is there's stability in corporate work. And corporate work has to be polished, it has to be clean, it has to look a certain way. And most of the time, marketing departments don't have the freedom to experiment. They do what works and they do what they're approved to do, be that as it may. So take that however you want to take it. Until next video, peace.